Hi and welcome, it's Amanda here, Creative Gardener. Welcome. It's been a while. Thank you for all those kind messages that I've received. It's really appreciated. But we'll talk about that in another video. And but what I wanted to do was take you on a little beginning of February garden tour. So we're going to go through and I'll tell you a bit about what's happening in the garden so far, and you'll see a few of the plants. I'll introduce you to some of the new plants. So okay, my makeshift fence is still my makeshift fence. Oh. Good boy. Okay, watch this. Okay, come on. Woohoo! Okay, what has been happening in the garden? I haven't posted since November, and yeah, a few things have happened in the garden. Things have grown, and I'm achieving that forest-like feel. I mean, look, I spoke about the this is the black tropical black sage that thought it was a tree. And look, it has I didn't particularly want it to grow this tall, but I thought, okay, go on then. And yeah, so it's now formed the arch, kind of, that I wanted. I might have to cut this back. It's trumpet tree because of the flowers. But anyway, we're going to have a quick overview, and then what I'll do is start introducing you to some of the plants that we've got going on and updates of some. So just very generally, it's really dry at the moment. I wish you wouldn't do that. Cold, it's just... Anyway. Okay, so yeah, it's been very dry and I'm experimenting as well. So let's go this way, shall we? This side was always the more kind of rich side, and as I say, a lot of the plants are just growing really tall. And so this one is oh gosh, I can't remember the name now. I call it my spiky plant. There's two varieties, and I have got a video on this plant, but I'll just let it grow as tall as... I said, how tall do you want to grow? Knock yourself out. So I'm not sure how tall they normally grow, whether this does grow into a tree. I mean, if you look at the by the base of it, you've got a lot of... There's a thick stem with smaller ones coming out, and this here is the one part of the root from the moringa tree. Moringa trees in some areas are doing well. Like this is the tallest one I have. I needed to cut it back a bit. I've never been able to harvest any of the, or much of the leaves from here, and it's just really a perch for the birds, and then the carpenter bees. Look at that hummingbird there. The birds seem to love the flowers. So it's just like, okay, you guys can have this one. I mean, there are like 40 other moringa trees. Some of them are a bit smaller. Anyway, so we've got our guinnep, or ackee, as they call it in Barbados. And these trees actually really do grow very tall, and I don't want this one to do that. Oh, is that a bird's nest up there? Because I was gonna... That's the mahogany tree. That is a bird's nest. Let's go in, shall we? It looks like a bird's nest. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Ooh. I thought I heard some little baby birds. See how close we can get in. Yeah, that's an impressive nest. I'm going to have to look at it from upstairs. But I wanted to trim that back because it's got taller. It needs to be cut by a third. Anyway, so yeah, want to keep this low, but I didn't want to cut it until I'm sure about the properties that the leaves have, so that I can use. You can use them in tea. You can use the guinnep leaves in tea, but yeah, I've not gone there yet because I've just been doing so many other things. Anyway, and we haven't even got past this. Let me just walk around, shall I? And if there's anything of interest, so you can just feel it without me kind of chattering away. For now, I'll save that to when I'm doing the individual talk about the plants. So we have the bougainvillea doing nicely. Here I wanted to just cut this back from about here because these plants here are fighting for airspace, and so that's why they're sticking out like this. And the bougainvillea is flowering nicely. And this is here by accident, because what had happened is I had, when I first started to work on the land 3 years ago, I had a cutting from my old previous home, and I said, I'm just going to put it here and then I'm going to move it. I wanted to have it round the front, and it became immovable. In! So every now and again I take cut-ins. Some of them didn't take the first time, but I've managed to plant one around the side, which we probably see. And yeah, this one just blooms in this corner. But this is the richest side. It's always been the richest side, and it's the highest point. And as we dry out, because of the dry weather, the slope is becoming more distinct and the soil recedes. Even though we've now got, we've got the beds and I've got plants growing in there, you're seeing a lot of like this. Now, when I first worked on it, there was no rocks, but as the soil's receding, the rocks are now becoming, more apparent, even though they were cleared. And the experiment that I've done out here is use shredded paper. I just used it on the beds to see if I could, again, stop this soil from just going all the way, just going down the hill. And this is my second time doing it, and what happens is it just, breaks down. I come back again with the leaves. So this is fountain grass that I've cut and put on the beds. But when we cut the grass, I come and I just put it in here to stop the weeds, and also just to cover this, and then it all just breaks down. What else can I show you? Yeah, so because it's so, this is this spot where the other dogs on the other side come into the neighbour's garden and then they bark at each other. I think it's called barrier aggression, where they bark at each other from the other side, but when they meet each other face to face, they're like cool cats. Anyway, so yeah, I need one of those things that can cut up. Like, I wanted the fountain grass, which you can see the brown areas. I wanted that to all be cut up a bit better, so that it, it does look better when it's all cut up into bits. But I did it by hand before. Anyway, so this is the unknown tree. I haven't yet found out what it's called. And there's 3 moringa trees here. That one at the back is not mine, so it's on the other side of the Mexican sunflower hedge. But yeah, there's lots of pods here, drumsticks, and you often find the birds, and even some parakeet, which has been exciting. So as I said, it's very dry, so you've got a lot of the drumsticks that I haven't been able to pick because it's too high, and I usually use them in soup or stews. So this is the back here, and over there is the organic farmer. And again, just trying to create the different layers and levels. We've got a mango tree here. I want to make sure it's got enough space to grow, so that this area, there'll be some shaded spots here. We've got one here that's growing, and this one here, this is the second one that I planted, and you can see it's been over 3 years. That's 3 years growth, so maybe another couple of years and we'll have some fruit. Again, moringas, and see that one there that's stripped, so that's the bird that's done that. So for me, it's if they can find food, we can have it here in abundance, so we can all experience the bounty of the garden. And these three trees, it's too late to move them now, but they grow massive, sort of like at least 20 feet. But I thought if I can find them, then they'll be more manageable, and I'll be able to, they are the ones with the red seeds, and the seeds actually can be used in cooking, and they're also used as a decorative, and holes are pierced in them, and they're used in jewellery. So just from this particular vantage point, you can see the neem there, and more moringa trees in front of us. The scaevola, I said the same thing to the scaevola, just grow as you would like to, see where you'll get to. And as I said, again, when we look at the soil, it's very dry. And we really do need a good downpour. At the front, as the land goes downwards, we can see the plantain, and that's having issues. But yeah, so this side things are really kind of, maturing and getting there. Even here, so we've got some more guinnep or Bajanaki. Let me show you the other thing that's grown really nicely. Before we get there, this, I think it's a canistel. I remember having one, and I remember having a seed, but I can't remember where I planted it, so I'm hoping that that's canistel. We've got curry leaf here growing, and I've got one in a pot growing. My sugar cane hasn't survived, and but the thing that's been really pretty is the aloes. Let's go up here. So I planted lots of aloes, and I got about 3 plants, we'll say this size, and they've all matured, had babies. Oh my gosh, one's fallen over. What happened there? What's going on? Anyway, let's just look here. So they're flowering. Isn't it cute? Cool. Maybe it's because it's of the dryness. But, okay, so these ones aren't flowering, but the ones over here are. It's such a shock to... Okay, see the flower in there? See how pretty they look? My banana patch is not doing well, again, because of the dryness. Things are dying off, so it's like, by rights, this one of these should have bore some fruit, but it's just not been able to. And I've, been able to survive as well. And some of these are dying off, some of the younger ones. I've watered it, but again, you just have to do what you can. So let's look down here. See some more flowering. Now, this has either been dug up. Who would dig it up? Look at that. What happened? It wasn't like this yesterday. Anyway, so I'll have to sort that out. But I've now taken a lot of the young plants. It might have been too heavy, actually. Look, I just love the way that they look along here. A lot of the young aloes, and planted them around the edges. So we've got some here, but again, we need some more rain. And the other places that I've put them is along this here, because there's not much else I can grow here. Again, it gets dry. As we can see, they're all drying out. But once we've had a good rain, then these will, and not all of them kind of, drying out as much. But I wanted to just make sure on this side that there was just, a lot of nice plants growing. Got some more of these. That's a different variety to this spiky plant. And the Mexican sunflower, which we've got growing. I've been trimming it back as I can. Look at my noni. I've got a video coming out about the noni. It's really just blossomed from the small cutting that I had been given. See what? Yeah, I'm not going to try and move it with one hand. They're quite heavy. My neem. It's cool. And then when we go around here, my almond tree's struggling. But it's got some new growth. It's got some new growth, so still hope. And then I've planted more of the aloes just around in this spot, because this is, it's by the well. I didn't want anything with deep roots to be growing, so I thought, well, let me start and see how well these can grow. If they can grow, and I like that look as well. Anyway, so I'm gonna kind of bring it to a finish. But yeah, things have been growing very slow at the moment, so I can't do as much chop and drop, because I would use the Mexican sunflower, and this is growing very slowly. This is sparse considering how it would normally grow. I put another banana here, and that seems to be doing better. It's more healthier, and it's beside the two different varieties of papaya. So this is both male and female. Because of the shape, that's how you can tell. And these Mexican sunflowers are lush because, again, we're on a slope, and there's an even deeper dip on the other side of this tamarind tree, where when it rains, it's like a water catchment area, and then it just seeps through and seeps down here. So that banana's in the right spot. And here's the other bougainvillea that managed to catch. This is an unknown tree. Seems to be losing quite a bit of leaves. Again, it's the dryness. And yeah, that's the front, where I've got a few different things like sea grapes, the what do you call it? Begins with an F. What is it? Anyway, this tree right in front of me, I don't know why the name, because I know the hornworm, what's it called? Oh my gosh. Frangipani, that's it. The Frangipani hornworm. They've kind of neglected it, and then it developed some rust, and then it was just like, it was almost like they're saying, no, we don't want to go on there anymore. I've taken 2 cuttings, so I've got 2 smaller plants, one more at the front there and the other at the back. But oh yeah, this is fruiting, so I'm hopeful. But yeah, when the rain comes, it will be everything will start to lush out. And that is the way that you can tell that it's going to happen soon is we start getting flowers on the aloes. So we hit a really kind of dry spot, and the aloes start to flower, and then we get some rain. So lastly, what you're looking at here is my deadwood fence, deadwood hedge. So I just we had a mound here, and there was, if you look back on some of my broadleaf thyme videos, this would have been full of broadleaf thyme. But then after we had the ash fall, these were just really suffering, and they haven't really recovered to their former glory. So I just started to put all of the trees that I trimmed down, and especially these ones, I trimmed these down. They grow really fast, the tamarind tree, river tamarind. So I've just been building it up there, and it will break down over time. It's home to a, what do you call it, mongoose, who Cole chases. And the mongoose lives here, and then it travels to the back of the garden. I don't know where it goes after that. But yeah, so I just wanted to, I know it's never too late to wish you a happy new year, but to hope that you are well, and it's good to be back and to be sharing in the garden. And I'd also be doing some of the other things that I've been doing is getting dye from different plants, and I've managed to get some pigments as well from a rock from Bathsheba, so I'm excited to share some of that, because the whole point of this garden is not only to be a food forest, it's to be a place where there's medicine, fibres that we can use in different ways, either through, spinning the fibre, through the cotton, the banana, making paper, making our own dyes, and for it to be a really self-sustaining place. Smudge sticks from the tropical black sage, and food for not only us as a family, but that the bird population see it as their home as well. I don't want any pests, but I guess you can't have one without the other. But yeah, so that is the update for February, and I hope that when I come back with another full garden update, I'll be able to show you how the lushness is coming back. I haven't yet been able to put in any wood chips, so that's why I've just been using the grass for now. But again, this will break down, because this is the 3rd time that I'm using this, and it just all breaks down, and then these look as bare as they do now, and then the whole process continues again. So I'm going to take it and leave you love you and leave you for now, but hope that you found that interesting. And welcome back. Welcome back to the tropical garden in Barbados. Oh, that's going to be going in some soup. So this is one of the drumsticks. Oh, we've got a couple more up there. I'm making soup today, so it's going to be a very nourishing soup. All right, so take care for now, and I will see you soon.